listening to GCN, the world leader in independent talk radio.
I'm crazy. It takes patience, lots of patience. Then it's over. Speak up over. I look at the sky, faded.
With chemtrails,
I read
the stars. I hope I reach the stars one day. That'd be pretty cool. Pretty kick-ass, huh? Wouldn't it be cool, Who's, to ride on like a little spaceship out in the galaxy, solar system?
Man, we were just talking about that before the show.
We were talking about that before. But what we were talking about last segment was AI, robotics. I've talked about the robo-fish, the big dogs, the cyber penguins, the stingray, all that stuff you've seen on the Info Warrior. What I have not covered is the human-type AI projects that are publicly out there. Can you imagine what is on the black sites? Can you imagine what's underground, what's not in the public eye? Well, right now, we're going to play you this Joey Chaos, and let me prep you for it, okay? It's not perfect. Is it creepy? You bet it's creepy. But at the same time, even he'll admit it sometimes, like the guy asks him about McDonald's, and he doesn't know anything about McDonald's, apparently. So he starts going off, well, I'm not quite as sophisticated as the robots that are in Blade Runner. And you're like, oh, my God, no, robots that are in Blade Runner. So I want people to check this out. It is a Joey Chaos clip, and then we're going to go back to calls.
Here. Maybe.
I see.
Whoa, there we go. Shoot.
Pump at least that has some weight to it.
Hey, Joey.
What? Yes,
What's going on?
I am having a very pleasant day.
Okay, very good.
Chaos equals creation, so promote chaos in your life. Why? Because chaos spillover finds its proper channels and will open things up and show you the light of who you really are.
Tell me more.
I am freaking creative. I mean, come on.
All right, good.
Uh-huh.
So, tell me about physics.
Capitalism. Soon the US of A will catch on and adopt the Japanese solution. Why bomb other countries when your banks can own them and you can sell M cars and CD players? McDonald's anyone.
Like I said, not perfect, folks, but it's pretty creepy what he just said there, right? He's talking about Japan, and like we're going to adopt the model, and why not just own countries instead of actually bombing them? Go back to it. I want to show the McDonald's part, too.
I'm not nearly as smart as the replicants from Blade Runner.
See, there he is.
But
He's talking
while
about
I am indeed primitive now, I am evolving quickly. Consider that PCs were once considered a toy, a trinket, but now they are indispensable in science, medicine, education, and all over civilization. Human-like robots are now like PCs were in 1976, just a dream on the edge of the popular imagination. Just entertainment, fun.
All right, let's pull the clip. See, what happens is he asks him about McDonald's. He doesn't know about McDonald's, so he goes into the spiel about, well, I'm not as sophisticated as the replicants in Blade Runner, but, remember when a personal computer wasn't even in people's homes, it was just a dream, and that was only back in the 70s. We're talking like, that's 30 years ago, folks. I mean, it's like a little over 30 years ago when that's a dream world, and now computers are in every home. I mean, the computer the size I have right here is like one of those little computers in front of me. You see it sometimes when it goes away. The iPhone, I mean, this is a little trinket thing. Look at this thing. It's tiny. It's a tiny box of computer. And on top of that being a tiny box of computer, oh, I just put it on standby. Great. Anyway, this thing, that's nothing. Your iPhone is a sophisticated computer. Most of your phones are a sophisticated computer. I mean, people, things are getting totally and completely out of control. I don't even want to say out of control again. Enslave or empower. Enslave or empower. And is it kind of neat that they're doing this project? Yeah, it's kind of neat. But then you think to yourself, well, again, what do they have underground? What are they not telling us? This is what's public. All right, let's go to Abby in Canada. Abby, you're on the line.
Yeah, very interesting what you're talking about because I have a lot to add to that.
Okay.
Are you talking about the new iPhone?
Well, not exactly. We're talking about technology in general, but what I was just showing there was some AI, and that's artificial intelligence. Basically, it's programmed to think and evolve and all these other things, and it's not perfect, but it's also constructed like a human being, almost like in the movie AI, the one that was written and was supposed to be directed by Stanley Kubrick. It was directed by Steven Spielberg instead. I wasn't a big fan of that movie, but when you saw the sophistication of the androids that they had and how human they seemed, I mean, is that where we're going? That's the big question, and how far off is it? And when have we taken technology too far? I was just making the point that really an iPhone is a small computer. Your iPhone plays movies, music. It has sometimes, 8 to 32 gigs of memory at this point. I remember when I couldn't get 32 gigs of memory on my first computer. My first computer that I bought, and this is only in 98 I bought it, so that's 11 years ago, had 8 gigs of memory, and I was like, yeah! And then when they came out with a 20 gig one, I was willing to spend another $140 to throw that in my computer. 20 gigs of memory? I would never need 20 gigs, It's a wild, wild world. What do you got for me, Abby?
Well, you guys know about the Apple patent, the biometric device for use in iPhones and computers, right?
Well, which one is this? I mean, I know that Apple really tries to patent as much technology as they can so that they can regulate who uses it, just like they stick with AT&T for their company provider and that sort of thing. I know that Google is trying to challenge the iPhone with the new Android operating system that they're also going to be putting into laptops as well as cell phones. So watch for that OS coming out to try to compete with the iPhone. Yeah, the Android phones look amazing.
Well, they already have the patent. Well, they already have the patent for the biometric device, and what they do is they have ideas for it as well, but for scanning the iris or the vein pattern.
Oh, yeah, well, you know what, there's biometric companies all over. Yeah, well, you can have applications on there right now that I think that are being built, since, you can literally put your iPhone up to a song, and if you don't know it, it'll tell you what the song is in a couple minutes. The algorithms that thing is capable of is almost maddening. And, biometrics are coming, and in a lot of cases, they're already here, Abby, and that's what we're trying to report on.
Well, yeah, for immigration, passports, everything.
Absolutely.
I'm American, right? Yeah, and I'm waiting here in Canada for my permanent residency card, but they're waiting. They told me for a biometric program they're putting in, and, so...
Yeah, actually, I was doing a story on that earlier in the week. I think it's by July 1st, they're going to have the new cards that will allow you just to go in and out of America without anything else but your card, as long as you get the nice biometric one. It's here. I thank you for the call, Abby.
The world appears to be on the brink of collapse. Experts say a pinch of heirloom vegetable seed could soon be the most valuable resource on Earth because it will provide healthy food now and every year after. Survivalistseeds.com now has the Heirloom Garden Seed Time Capsule, allowing you to store your seeds for the future anywhere, even underground, for 100 years. The Heirloom Garden Seed Time Capsule can withstand 3 tons of weight, is 100% rodent-proof, waterproof, and comes with a whopping 6,000 healthy vegetable seeds from 20 varieties that will grow anywhere in the USA. Unless you trust the government, the Heirloom Garden Seed Time Capsule and heirloom seeds from Survivalistseeds.com is your long-term food solution. Our competition charges 10 cents to $1.25 per seed for these same heirloom varieties. But you can now have a head of lettuce, a bundle of carrots, a basket of tomatoes, a giant watermelon, and 16 other varieties for about a penny a seed each. Be prepared. Buy your heirloom seeds today from Survivalistseeds.com and have food insurance for your family forever. Visit Survivalistseeds.com. Survivalistseeds.com is owned by Big John Lipscomb, host of the Don't Tread on Me radio show.